Good afternoon all, CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Monday afternoon, October 9th. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and the NQ. So the biggest thing by far that was accomplished today is we put the weekly back into balance on the in the S&P. Righty did not yet, and NQ you could actually look at it and still call it balance or even possibly up. But so some baby steps being taken here, which we talked about, right? We came into balance. Look, we had unchanged value today for the first time, and it's got to be a month, I think. I thought we might lift it to overlap it to higher, but we never did. So that's one thing. We stopped we put the weekly back into balance. We go out with another trend day up, and we defended Friday's trend day. NQ took back 3 out of their 6 single prints from Friday, but held 3 of them and have 2 more today. So it's short covering is powerful. Righty also has a double distribution day today, and they held theirs from Friday. Right, short covering can go on for a while, but again, more importantly, even though short covering might eventually make a market weaker, it could also bring in new buyers. And when we get to the chart, that's what we'll look at, because like I said, the first step was to stop the weekly being down, put it in the balance, and the next thing was to get into that upper balance from that chart on the weekly that we showed you. If that happens and we pick up some other real buyers, well, then maybe it doesn't make it weaker, the market, with the short covering. Now again, we have a lot this week. We have Fed minutes on Wednesday, and then CPI on Thursday. Again, these things are all just so meaningless, but it's amazing. Had a good day to start the week. 9 points in ES, 48 in NQ, and that's after giving back 34 in A. So my first trade of the day, I took a short right before the opening, thinking we might front run the overnight high. Didn't happen. I lost 2.5 points on it. Then in NQ, the way it was whipping back and forth, I was shorting on the pushes up because we got the overnight low pretty quickly. And so on pushes up, I was shorting it, and I was up 36 points. But then I said I would use both the opening and the 144 as my out. I was short, ripped above it, took it off, gave back 34. So in A period, I ended up making small in ES, in NQ that lost in ES. But then we got our act together. I was long ES when we took out A's low. I did not think we would go trend, so I made some points on that. Same thing in E period with the ebb and flow long on the pullbacks. I was long in them. It looked like we might take out both sides of the IB, which we eventually did. Okay, and by the way, that's the 62nd time with 32.1%. We also held trend day up, which is 33% have held now, 35 out of 106 in ES. And then in F period, I got long to pop the top. Thought we would pop B's high, which we did. So did well on that trade in NQ. And then after that, I shorted ES for 5 points. I did not think we would go trend and hold it. Now, obviously, G pulled back. I made 18 points on a short in G period in NQ. Now, I was possibly going to short NQ against the upper distribution. But when I opened and exploded out of the gate, and I'm glad it did that because it saved me a lot of pain, I did not short it and just stayed out of the way. I actually got long in I to finally take out Friday's high in NQ for another 14 points. And then in ES also took a small long in J period. So again, 9 points in ES, 48 in NQ. I am a little surprised by the veracity of what I period did. It was the same thing we did in C period on Friday. I mean, C period opened and just ripped, and we never looked back. Same thing in I. Ripped, didn't look back. Now, we spent the next 2 hours after that not doing much, except putting a lot of volume up here. But I was a little surprised. I thought the stops would be more at Friday's high, because that's where sellers you would think would be defending the one-time framing down on the weekly. So I'm still not sure why unless they decided once if we took out F's high, we were going to go get it. So maybe between the shorts from today and the longer term shorts, thinking we would take out the weekly high from last week, maybe that's where they were, because kind of a weird spot for them to be. And then even weirder, once we took out the weekly high and the daily high, to just spend 2 hours not doing much. But that's basically what it did. Anyway, good start to the week. As far as our destinations, on the upside, we have today's high 432.88 and then 434.10 in SPY. On the downside, we have single prints. They're big set, 431.55, get filled at 429.98. Afternoon pullback low of 428.54. And today's low of 427.01. In ES, we have today's single prints of 62. They get filled at 46.25. Afternoon pullback at 31.75. And today's low of 16. And I'm carrying forward the 20 wide overnight POC at 10.50, which we never got. And then on the upside, 75.75 is today's high. And then 43.80 is another weekly high, which we didn't get. But we did take out last week's high. Now let's go to the chart and show you what we're talking about. So here's the weekly in ES and SPY. We said nothing can change until we take out a weekly high. Well, SPY took out 2 of them. ES took out 1. So something changed. Does that mean it's all clear and we're going to go into this upper distribution? I keep saying distribution. Upper balance area and go make new highs on the year? Not yet. I'm not one of those people that say melt up is coming, the lows are in, sell will come. I despise that. No, we take things here in an informative, educational way to tell you what has to keep happening for that to happen. Right? Just because we're above that 430 level we've talked about, the all clear is not given yet. I mean, for argument's sake, if the market doesn't like, the minutes or CPI, what's to say we don't rotate right back down? So we don't know yet for sure. But it's certainly a step in the right direction, getting above this level and getting into this balance area. So for now, it's a 3-week balance. Depends on how high we go. If we go a lot higher this week, it becomes a 4-week balance because we're just forming the balance. Okay? So the monthly is down, the weekly is balanced, and the daily, for me, is certainly up. I called it up on Friday, and it remains up. And we all had outside days up that did not really work out early in the day, only to work out late in the day. We got close to the 20-day moving average, but did not get it. We missed it by about 75 cents. And Q got close, and triple Qs, I should say, got close to their 50, but they missed it by about 68 cents. So the bulls are trying to regain control, okay, of this market after a nice push lower in September. We'll see if it's going to be for real or not. I hope you had a good day trading. Thanks for the likes and subscribing. Enjoy your evening. And we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.